Good evening, everyone. So I'm here to present to you my study throughout these 6 months, exploring the potential of freshwater recreational fishing in the forest reserve. First, let me introduce my country, Malaysia. So Malaysia is a very small country located at the Southeast Asia. It is separated into two regions by the South China Sea in the middle. So the size of Malaysia is only slightly bigger than Oregon, but the population is 8 times denser. I was born in Sabah, so the red area, and I'm working at the Sabah Forestry Department. 62% of the land in Malaysia are forested and 98% are publicly owned. So since the 20th century, the timber logging in Sabah is the main business of our state, and then up to 2007, 40% of the land in Sabah are still commercial forests, and only 8% are gazetted under the totally protected area. So the next, in 2017, after 10 years, we had already gazetted 22% of our land in totally protected area. And just now when I was texting with my friend, until this minute, we already have 25% of totally protected area. And the state government are aiming to get 30% of totally protected area by 2025. So how do we manage a forest that is totally protected and we cannot do any logging anymore? So I'm here to look into how to tangibilize the intangible values by introducing freshwater regulated fishing within the forest reserve in Sabah. I came to the World Forestry Institute with 3 big how. The first how is how the regulation, enforcement, compliance, and marketing tools work in the Pacific Northwest. And the second how is how the local communities, product sectors, and stakeholders work together to make this recreation a success. And the third how is how sustainability in terms of fish population and financing work in the Pacific Northwest. Lesson 1 from what I have learned here is the Pacific Northwest, taking example from Washington and Oregon, the detailed and updated regulation, enforcement, and compliance. For example, in Oregon Northwest Zone, you can only catch 1 wild coho salmon and wild coho jack daily, and not more than 5 wild adult coho can be harvested each year. And the second example is the sturgeon is only allowed for catch and release. So they also have support from the State Police Department to make sure the anglers compliance to these rules. Next, the ODFW have a 25 years long-term enhancement program to provide diverse, stable, and productive angling opportunities, and also to increase angling participation through applying 12 strategies to accomplish this plan. They also incorporate with public preference in planning and decision making. The website of the fishing website is very user-friendly. You can search how to fish, where to fish, what to fish, and when to fish in the website. You can even purchase your fishing license through the website. It's very friendly, and then you can fish anytime, anywhere you want. So the next one is the effective marketing and promotion to recruit new anglers and to retain the current anglers, so you can have sustainable fishing activities in the Pacific Northwest. They also have education programs such as family fishing events and free fishing days to share this information to the target groups. The last one is to develop partnership with retail store. For example, Fred Meyer, you can purchase your fishing license in Fred Meyer's. Other state agencies, federal agencies, schools for education, manufacturers, for example, the Columbia, and non-profit organizations, so you can achieve more with the limited resources. They also incorporate information from others, for example, the recreational planning, economics and sociology, and this information are incorporated in the fishing management plan. So what am I going to do when I go back to my country is, first of all, I will need to meet my boss to get his approval to endorse my planning. And yeah, because I already made an appointment with another senior colleague that we will be going fishing when I arrive in Sabah. So I need to make sure my big boss will 110% agree with my plan. Yeah. And then next, so the fishing trip, we will involve the local communities and our target groups, target partners during the fishing trip. After that, we will form a committee which involves the stakeholders from Fisheries Department, Environmental Protection Department, Tourism Board, community representative, and local communities. And together, we will prepare the feasibility study, which involve the fish populations, life cycles, angling techniques, bag limits, seasons, and the suggested location. Target anglers and fishing trials need to be done in multiple times to make sure the suggested method will not harm the nature ecosystem in the river. And then lastly, we will provide the management plan that include planning, implementation, monitoring, revision, and marketing strategies, and also to look into the necessity to revise the current enactment that we have now, or to introduce new enactment before we kickstart this recreation in my state. So I would like to take this opportunity to thank Henry Mellor Foundation and the Department of US and Sabah Forestry Department World Forestry Center for approving my title in the beginning, ODFW and Mount Hood Environmental in providing me the information throughout this study. I would also like to thank my friends that I have met here and give me motivation throughout this study, and also not forgetting my host family that provided me a very sweet home. Muchas gracias. Yes.